Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in? Do you ever feel already buried deep, 6 feet under screens, but no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's still a chance for you? 'Cause there's a spark in you. You just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just on the night, like the 1st of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you were. Make them go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make them go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave them falling down, You don't have to feel like a waste of space. You're original, you cannot be replaced. If you only knew what the future holds. After a hurricane comes a rainbow. Maybe your reasons why all the doors are closed, so you could open one that leads you to the perfect road. Like a lightning bolt, your heart will blow, and when it's time you'll know. You just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just on the night, like the 1st of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you're worth. Make them go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make them go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave them falling down, Boom, boom, boom. Even brighter than the moon, moon, moon. It's always been inside of you, you. And now it's time to let it through. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you're worth. Make them go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make them go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave them falling down, 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you're worth. Make them go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make them go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave them falling down, 'Cause baby, you're a firework. The announcements, the announcements, the announcements, the announcements with Tanis Burnett, with Tanis Burnett.
We're back! Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Toronto. My name is Tanis Burnett. Glad to see you all. Happy belated Merry Christmas for those of us who were in the dark and the cold last week. Does everybody have power and heat here that's now here today? Oh, I am so grateful for those Toronto Hydro and Hydro One crews and the Manitoba Hydro crews and everywhere else they came from. So if anybody's watching, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I'm sure I speak on behalf of everybody. You've gone above and beyond. So We love you. So some announcements today, folks. Wednesday service will resume on January 8th, so not this week. So Practicing the Presence will resume January 8th. Also, the Power of Decision class will resume on January 8th as well. The office remains closed this week, opens again on Monday the 5th. Sunday the 5th. Mark your calendars for the annual general membership meeting coming up on January the 26th. There will be board positions available. If you are interested in serving on the board, talk to Helen Villot, our current president. She's sitting over here. Fabulous. So cute. Yes. Cue applause. And practitioners are available to know the truth for you at any time. On Sundays, if you don't know, we do have practitioners here that you can do a quick treatment with, or a miracle minute. So they are available for you not to leave with anything heavy on your heart. Also, there is a treatment request box available on our welcome table, which is just out there. And you can also, through our website, there is a form that you can fill out online for a prayer request. And I believe that's all. It's the women's group. Anything about the women's group? The women's group has to pick a date for January. So stay tuned. We'll get back to you on that. And on that note, let's put our hands together for Reverend Jonathan Zenz.
Thank you. I don't get a theme song. Here is the Rev. Here is the Rev. Jonathan Zenz.
Here is the Rev. Here is the Rev. Here is the Rev. Jonathan Zenz. Jonathan Zenz.
Oh, they're getting so well trained. How are ya? Y'all have a great week? I had a fantastic week myself. I've got a lot of energy. Look at that. Okay. So, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Jonathan Zenz. I'm the spiritual director here, and it is a pleasure to have you here with us, joining us on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning. It is a beautiful morning, especially compared to last week when most of us woke up without power, and I was concerned about coming to the center and not having power here, but we had power, so I was really happy that we were able to have a service last week and have some people come in from the cold, because we were able to have power and heat. So I'm grateful. I am too so grateful to the hydro workers that have turned everything around. I mean, I was gone for most of it, and my power had actually come on at about 3:30 in the afternoon last Sunday, so I was able to leave and go to Arizona for the holidays, knowing that my cats were going to be fine and not be frozen popsicles when I got home, because that would not have been fun. So we are here on Sunday morning. We come here as a spiritual community, and we come here with one purpose in mind. At least this is why I come here, to know the truth, that there is one power, one presence, one energy that is pervading. It is the universe. This energy is the creative nature of the universe, and we are all using it. We are all part of it. We all express as it. There is no separation from it. And this is a really good thing to know, because when we know this and we embody this thing we get to use to create extraordinary lives, which is the reason that I show up every Sunday morning and stand up here and talk to you, to help you understand how you can create your own extraordinary life. Extraordinary. All of a sudden, the word did not sound right in my brain. You know how when you say a word and it doesn't sound right in your brain, and you're thinking, am I saying the right word? I am. So, we are here to create extraordinary lives and have extraordinary speech. And laugh and have a good time, because that's the nature of the divine. That is the nature of the divine. The divine is good, and the divine is happy, and the divine is always, always working in our favor. Whether it seems like it or not, it is always working in our favor. If it seems to not be working in our favor, that's just a process of our own mind to turn that around. So that's what we celebrate here every Sunday morning. Let's celebrate this by looking at the cover of our songbooks and read together this statement of Dr. Ernest Holmes, which is written in blue there, right in the middle of the cover. And as we read this, check in with yourself. Check in with yourself. You are making a statement into an immutable law. Right here, right now, you're making this statement. And this is the truth, if you believe it's the truth. Here we go. I am happy and complete today and forever. Within me is that which is perfect and complete. It is the spirit of all life, truth, and action. I am happy in the certain knowledge of this inner light. I radiate joy and life, for life is within me now. Check in on that. Life is within me now. Life is within each and every one of us right now. Do you feel it? You are the very essence of life. What a great feeling. Here to inspire us this morning with words of wisdom, I will invite one of the many opportunities for inspiration this morning, but I know she's got wonderful things prepared. Please welcome to the lectern our practitioner of the day, Margaret Ann Snyder.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's only an hour long.
It almost sounded like the Pink Panther, and of course I love cats. Yeah. Didn't? Oh, sorry. Well, we're here at the bottom of another year. 2 more days left, which means there's a new year about to begin. So in that vein, I chose a reading from The Science of Mind. Surprise, surprise. I love that book. And it is called New Cloth and Old Garments, from Matthew 9:16-17. In saying that no man puts a piece of new cloth on an old garment or new wine into old bottles, Jesus was teaching a lesson in religious development. We are continuously living a new life, and when the old and the new do not fit nicely together, the old, being no longer able to contain the new, should be discarded. Continually, we must expect new revelations of old truths. We should never lose sight of the fact that the soul is on a pathway of an endless and ever-expanding experience, and that only by expansion can it evolve. This does not mean that we should cast away any good the old has to offer, but that we convert it into a greater good. Accepting the lessons and experiences of the past and taking the best from everything, we should press boldly forward, looking ever for the truth and ever ascending higher and higher into the heavens of reality. There is no limit to the possibility inherent in all men. Let the timid soul put its complete trust in good and press bravely on. And I chose an affirmation from another book by Ernest Holmes called Creative Mind and Success. And I'd like to repeat it a couple of times before you join with me. I'll let you know when to repeat it, okay? I am one with the Almighty. I am one with all life, with all power, with all presence. I am, I am, I am. I'll say it once more. I am one with the Almighty. I am one with all life, with all power, with all presence. I am, I am, I am. And if you'd care to repeat it with me. I am one with the Almighty. I am one with all life, with all power, with all presence. I am, I am, I am. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you for that.
So take that. I am. I am. I am. And as we step into this next moment of reflection, reflect on that idea. Falling back into the presence of the presence. Falling back into the arms of love. Allow yourself to simply relax into that knowing.
we are the I am, each and every one of us individualized perfectly, right here, right now. That's the truth. So I invite you to simply resonate with that.
I surrender. I trust, and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust, and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust, and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love.
And in this precious moment, right here, right now, in this unity of thought, in this unity of feeling, of knowing that there is only one presence, in this precious moment, I open to the knowing that there is only one, that I am it, the expression of it, the joy of it, the living of it, the truth of it. There is only one, and it is everywhere. It is each of us in this beautiful expansion of life. And in this moment, I surrender to it. I allow it to live through me. I allow it to be my expression. I allow it to be my love, my creative efforts, and my creative activity. There's only one presence, and it is God, and it is love, and it is creativity. There's only creativity going on. And I allow it, and I let it flourish, and I let it do its thing. I release it, and I let it go, and I let it be and do exactly as it was intended. To live and to love and to laugh, to be in the moment, to be present to the oneness, to surrender to the knowing, to surrender to the creative forces that live through me. In this moment, my soul is awakening. It is opening to a new and a fresh place each and every moment. And I am grateful for this remembering that I am. I remember to surrender. I remember to surrender, and I let it flow. I let life flow through me into this beautiful experience that is God. And I am grounded in this love. I am grounded in this power and the knowing that God is everywhere. In such gratitude for this and so much more, I release these words to the law of mind, knowing that they are the truth and that they are manifest in and through me and into my life now. It is done. I release, I let go, I let it be so. And together we say, and so it is.
I surrender. I trust, and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I fall into
Yes, you may say something more.
I had this written out, and I just felt I forgot to say it, so I'd like to say it now, if I may. And it is to encourage each of us to keep the faith, to practice the faith, to keep the light of your divine self bright and pouring out to everyone around us. As I encourage myself, I encourage each of us to celebrate this glorious outpouring, to open to the newest and higher reality that bubbles up, experience it as it is, our most sacred self thus far. Enjoy.
Thank you, Margaret Ann. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back of our songbooks. I'm going to invite everyone to stand up as we read together the Declaration of Principles. Actually, can I look at that real quick? Something that struck me. I encourage each of us to keep the faith, to practice faith. What is it to practice faith? You know, we stand up, we read things together. Is that faith? That's actually not faith. That's just ritual. What is faith for you? And how do you embody faith within your own life? What does it mean to you? That's really the big question. So as you read this, again, like I say, don't just read it by rote. Read it and really understand what you are saying. Here we go. I believe in one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. I believe this one manifests itself in and through all creation. I believe in the individualization of the Spirit, and that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. I believe that heaven is within, and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. I believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. I believe in the eternality, immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. You can be seated. Today, our musical inspiration is a song I'm very excited about. I'm just getting some water so I can drink water while you're singing. Do you need some water?
I'm okay.
Okay. So Aaron has brought this wonderful song to us, and you'll probably recognize it if you listen to the radio at all. And that's all I'm going to do to introduce it. Here, Aaron Hughes and the Queen Street Band.
Feel free to clap your hands or something. You might want to clap. You might even want to dance. Who knows? Working every night and day, never give yourself no time, got too many bills to pay. Slow down, nothing's gonna disappear if you give yourself some room to move to the music you hear. Gotta get up, listen to me, clap your hands, stomp your feet. People looking for the great escape, looking for the greener side, trying to find a better way. Slow down, open up your big brown eyes, feel the rhythm in your heart. You don't even need to try, I gotta get up. Listen to me, clap your hands, stomp your feet, nothing is wrong if you move to the beat. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, stomp your feet. not for real. There's just one thing you gotta do. Oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh. Gotta get up. Oh, listen to me. Oh, clap your hands. Oh, stomp your feet. Oh, nothing is wrong. Oh, if you move to the beat. Oh, stomp your hands. Oh, stomp your feet. 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 Oh,
Aaron Hughes and the Queen Street Band. Oh, I am so grateful to these fine, fine people to my right. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. It is, as Margaret Ann said, it is the last Sunday of 2013. How are y'all feeling? Do you have a good year? If you reflect on this year, did you have a good year? Yes. I'm not going to ask anybody if you had a bad year. I had an interesting year. I had a good year. I had a really good year. I mean, I was thrown for a loop towards the end of the year, as you all know, with my mom. And that's part of the experience of life. This is what I'm really, really coming to. So those of you who may be here for the first time or haven't heard me talk about it, my mother was diagnosed in September with pancreatic cancer, and so we've been having that experience in my family. And so that was kind of being thrown for a loop, you know? It's not something that is anyone expecting that in their lives? Not so much. So I went home to Arizona, where I grew up, to visit my mom this past week, because I thought, you know, it's important for me to be there over Christmas, and I know that she would really like me to be there, and it was wonderful to have this family time, and very sacred. It was actually a very sacred time for me. My mom and I had a lot of great conversations. We had a lot of quality time together. And I think really the message for me in that is to make sure that we are each of us doing this regardless of the circumstances. It should not take an illness to have this experience with our family, with the people that we choose to call our family. And by the way, what many of you don't know is this is not my biological mother. This is the woman that I adopted into, and not even by a legal adoption. I adopted her into my life when I was 10 years old to be the mother for me, because I grew up without my biological mother in the picture. My father was raising me as a single parent until I was 10, and then I met this woman, and she had a daughter, and so I took her on as my mother. And so we choose, really, we do choose our family. We can choose to have that experience with our blood relatives, that's fine. People with whom we share DNA and genetic material. And you can also choose to not have that experience, because I know my biological mother, but I don't really have a relationship with her. We are acquainted, and there are times when we do have communication, but check in with who are the important people in your life. Who are the important people in your life? That's your family. And so having this quality time with my family was very important to me. I also got to spend some wonderful, wonderful time with my nephews. I was talking about, so my mom was here. Some of you may remember she was here in August. And part of what we were doing is we were looking for things that I could give to my nephews when I went to Arizona. And so my mom and I went out and we bought these T-shirts that, you know, had the maple leaf flag and said Canada on them. One of them said Canada A. Because I thought my younger nephew, he's 7, I thought he would really get a kick out of that. Of course, we bought them in August, and wouldn't you know it, by the time December rolls around, they've grown out of them. I mean, I hadn't even given them to them yet, but they were now too big for these T-shirt sizes that I had chosen for them. So I decided to make pillows out of them. I did. I stitched all the openings up and I stuffed them, and they had these t-shirt shaped pillows. The biggest hit of a gift I've ever given them. I'm telling you, like, they hug those pillows and they're carrying them around and they were so excited. And then, of course, my 7-year-old nephew, Rowan, walked around all day long saying, "Canada, eh?" It's really the great thing about youth. It's really the great thing about youth. There's something about youth that is just, there's an abandon there. And today, when I talk about my talk title today, "There's a Kid Inside," I think that getting in touch with that feeling of abandon in our lives is actually something that we could all take a lesson in. Certainly what I need to hear today to allow myself to go to that place of abandon. And that's why I asked to change. Well, no, none of you know this. We had actually planned on doing a different song today in the portion of where Margaret Ann did her treatment. And I, at what time was it? Like 4:30 this morning? It was. I got up at 3 o'clock this morning. At 4:30 this morning, I sent an email to the band and I said, I want to change the song. I want to do "I Surrender." Just because it's that idea of surrendering, that going to that place of abandon, surrendering into the arms of love, because that's what this divine power is. That's what this divine spirit is. It is love, and you are the embodiment of this thing called love. And so as we fall back into the arms of love, it is the expression of love being wrapped up in love. That's what we get to experience in this thing called life. And I am so excited by this. I am so excited by this that I will talk about it every single Sunday. Because I can't not. I can't not talk about it. Even though I will tell you, I woke up this morning at 3 o'clock, yes. And I puttered around, I had some coffee, and I did, some things. And I'm surprised that I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning, because in Arizona time, that would have been 1 a.m. So I don't know what was going on with me, except I was just up. And I actually sat down and started doing notes for my talk this morning. I thought, do I have anything left to say? I mean, really, do I have anything left to say? I mean, I've told you all that you need to know. Have you been listening? Ah. Eh? Have you been listening? Now, there are some of you who are here for the first time, and this may be the first time that you've ever heard a message like this in what is ostensibly a church. And yes, I do use the term church. I have no issue with the word church. That's my own personal feeling. I like the word church because for me, church is about community. It's not about religion. Church is about where we come to gather in a sense of community to celebrate this idea. And so for me, that's what it's all about. So last week, I did this talk called, "What Child Is This?" And I addressed a lot of what I wanted to talk about, but I realized after the fact that there was a major point in my talk that I had not addressed, and it really was this idea of there's a kid inside. There's a kid inside. Our mind is the creative force in our lives. What we think, what we feel, what we believe is what is creating the experience of our life. And far too many of us, I'm trying to find the right word here, far too many of us abuse it. Think about how you may speak to yourself. Today is a little bit about self-talk. Think about how you speak to yourself in your own mind. Are you treating yourself with respect? Are you expressing love to yourself that you want to express to others and you want people to express to you? Because the thing to know is, since there is a kid inside, since your mind is like a child, that child is listening. That child is listening, and that child is learning, and that child is expressing based on what you're telling it. I watched my two nephews, 7 and 10, and I watch how brilliant they are, and at the same time, how susceptible they are to the things that are around them, because they're listening to everything and they are learning from everything. That's what your mind is doing. So as you take on the messages of the collective, as you watch the news, check in with yourself and determine, what am I thinking about this? How am I feeling about this? What is my reaction to this? What do I believe about this? And check in to see if you're abusing your mind. Because you have a choice. In every moment, you have a choice to either be constructive or be destructive. Your mind is always listening. 100% of the time. There is never a time when your mind is not listening. Our minds are like children. Do not abuse your child. It's one of the worst things that we can do. Really, right? It really is. I'm trying not to go to that place of saying it's child abuse, but it is. Mind abuse is like child abuse. And we all are responsible to our own thinking and to our own belief and to our own feeling to really check in and make the determination. So this is really what I want to go out of 2013 with, to say, let's get really clear on this. Let's get really clear on this. And as we move into 2014, we are going to step into more profoundly the extraordinary lives that we claim to be creating. Ernest Holmes writes this: children are happy, free, spontaneous. As they grow older and their emotions become more complex, they begin to react to these emotions subjectively. I'm going to read that again, and then I'm going to explain it. Children are happy, free, spontaneous. As they grow older and their emotions become more complex, they begin to react to these emotions subjectively. What he's talking about here is exactly what I'm talking about today. What are you taking on from the world? And what is your belief about it? How are you reacting to it? Now, we talk about causation. The entire universe operates based on a law of cause and effect. For everything that is showing up in your life, there is cause back of it. Everything that shows up is the effect. And so there is some cause to it. The cause, what we teach in this, is the cause is 100% in mind. It is your mind. As you grow older, as we all of us grow older, our emotions become more complex. That's really starting to embody the messages. Now, are you holding on to the happy, free, spontaneous messages, or are you taking on into your thought process and into your belief system the things that are detrimental to your own well-being? And it's up to each and every one of us to shift the subjective tendency in our own minds around. And what that means is figure out what your habitual thinking is and what is not working for you, and begin to make the shift in your own life to turn it around to create an extraordinary life. Now, I think one of the things that happens in this world is, and I'm sorry to say this to you, but as you get older, because we have some younger people, I'm just going to let you know, as you get older, time seems to go faster. Doesn't it? Oh my gosh. When I think about, I've been here 2 years, and it seems like a minute. It really does. I marvel at the fact that I've been here 2 years. Well, 2 weeks shy of 2 years. It blows my mind. But time does seem to speed up. And so, how do we address that? How do we shift that? Life seemed to be slower when we were younger. I used to think about the period between, because I grew up in the U.S., between U.S. Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it seemed like an eternity. Oh my gosh, it's like end of November. And then there was this anticipation, waiting and waiting and waiting. And you went about your day, but oh my gosh, that 24 hours was so long and there was so much to do and it was so great, right? And Christmas seemed like it would never get here. I am telling you, this year, U.S. Thanksgiving came and I turned around and oh my gosh, it's already Christmas. It was so fast this year. I think part of it was because I was pretty darn busy doing a Broadway Christmas. But even that, doesn't it seem like we just did that yesterday? It's already been almost a month. How do we slow down? Well, there is that. I heard it. Stop it. You know how you slow down? You know how you slow time down? You be in the moment. You allow yourself to simply experience the surrender that I'm talking about today. Because that is the thing about kids. They are completely in the moment. There is very little thought about what is to come or what has happened. They are perfectly in the here and now. So an encouragement today is to be in the moment. Really find out what that means for you. How do you be in the moment? Letting go. Letting go. Oh my gosh, we live in so much anxiety. I used to have a lot of anxiety. I used to have like the heart palpitation anxiety in my life until I learned to let it go. It's up to each and every one of us. And it is an individualized journey. There is really nothing I can say up here that can get you to do anything unless you make the decision to turn your own life around. You're the one who's in charge. Each and every one of you is in charge of your own life. So today, surrender into the moment. Let it go. Surrender. Allow life to slow down. Simply allow it. I mean, even, can you feel the shift as I just slow down my speech? How much more relaxed we can become just in the moment? We have this capacity at hand all the time. And I think a lot of the time what ends up happening is we forget that we are in charge. Because we start to look at the things out there. I start to look at the budget for 2014. I start to look at all of the nitty-gritty details of the circumstances of running a center like this. I start to look at those things, and I start to rev up. And it kind of snowballs, and you rev up, and all of a sudden, everything's happening at once, and it's explosive, and You have to stop. Take a breath. It's about starting to become truly mindful. I think 2014 for me is going to be really about mindfulness. I think you're going to find a shift in the experience of Sunday mornings, because for me, I mean, I'll still have my enthusiasm. Trust me, I'm still going to have my enthusiasm. But I really do want to go to a much deeper place of mindfulness in my own life. I don't want life to pass me by so quickly. So for me, 2014 is about slowing down. Allowing the experience to happen and truly feeling the experience as it happens. That even is addressed in the song. People looking for the great escape, looking to the greener side, trying to find a better way. It's all about something that's out there. Those people looking for the great escape, for the greener side. You know, the grass is always greener, right? Trying to find a better way. What the next lyric is, slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Open up your big brown eyes or blue eyes, green eyes. The lyric is brown eyes, but whatever color eyes, it is brown eyes, right? Yeah. Whatever color eyes you have, open up your eyes. Feel the rhythm in your heart. You don't even need to try. That's the thing about slowing down. You don't have to try to slow down. You just do it. I do believe the most impactful thing in life is slowing down. Check in with yourself. Why are any of us in such a hurry? What are we trying to get to? Just check in. What are you racing toward? I know for me, I spent 6 years racing toward this experience as I studied to become a minister. And I thought I had all of these ideas about what that meant at some point in the future and how it was going to be at some point in the future. And then I got here. January 15th was my first talk, 2012. And then what? Wow, I was racing towards this, and now I'm doing it. What are you racing toward? And can you allow yourself to have the experience of being in the moment and allowing it to come? Because inevitably, if it is your passion, it will be expressed in your experience. Even if you are racing towards something, truth is you're not. You are only ever in the moment. But we can trick ourselves, we can trick our minds into thinking that we're not. I watched today, because I had a lot of time on my hands, having woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I watched the talk I gave, the last Sunday talk I gave last year. And that's also part of the reason that I chose to sing the song, because I wanted to sing it at the last service last year, and I said, I want to sing that today. Yeah, there are a whole bunch of things that always wrap up, right? And Spirit always knows what it's doing. But I did this quote from Rent. For those of you who know that I am a, musical theater junkie. There is no future. There is no past. There is no future. There is no past. Allow yourself to live in this moment. Right here, right now. Is it uncomfortable, the silence? A lot of people are very uncomfortable with silence. Something, again, to just check in with. One of the things we do in the mental muscle program when I teach that, and I will be teaching it again in March, one of the weeks is dedicated to communication. One of the things that we do in that week is we look for catchphrases in our speech. I'm about to tell you what my catchphrase is, if you have not already noted the catchphrase, the major catchphrase in my life. Once you hear it, you will never not hear me saying it.
Can we guess what it is?
What do you think it is, Tanis?
Here's the thing.
That's my catchphrase. That is my catchphrase. Here's the thing. I say it all the time, right? One of the things we teach about catchphrases when I teach the mental muscle program is this. We tend to utilize catchphrases because we're uncomfortable with silence. We're just simply filling in the space to give ourselves the time to think about what it is we actually want to say. So I'm going to encourage each of you to start looking at how you communicate to the world. Determine what your catchphrases are. In mental muscle, we spend a week trying to eliminate them. I've done a really good job after like 16 mental muscles eliminating my catchphrase, haven't I? Here's the thing. But just start to listen to yourself. What are you saying, and how are you communicating to the world? And can you allow yourself to really surrender to the silence of any given moment? what you may find, people are going to try and fill in that silence. But it is not your responsibility to shift them. I have a couple questions. I'm going to start off with this question. What is good for you? What is good for you? Have you ever been asked, have you ever really been asked that question or considered that question? What is good for you? We talk about, well, Ernest Holmes used to say it at the beginning of every radio broadcast he would do. There is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it. But what does good mean? What is good for you? Because that is the power. And then the follow-up to that is, how do you know it's good? What proves to you that what is good for you is good? What is working in your life? I would suggest, probably if something is working and it feels fulfilling and it is constructive and it is unfolding with ease and with grace, that's probably a good thing. My ministry now, unfolding with ease and with grace. I'm a very different minister now than I was 2 years ago when I started here. I'm getting more and more in touch every day with what is good for me and how I can express that to each of you. But check in with yourself. What is good for you? And are you doing it? Do you feel like there is something not working? This is going to be a year of transition. That's what I'm calling upon for 2014. And the transition is this. I want every single one of us to eliminate what is not working in our lives. And it's up to each and every one of us to do the work to eliminate it. Oh, I saw some. Oh, gosh. Is that scary? Is that a scary thought? A lot of us hold on to those things that are not working because they're comfortable. We're going to break through our comfort zones in 2014. And the way that we do that is to spend time each and every day knowing, not doing, knowing something else. To start to recognize those things that are not working for us. And in our own thought process, in our own belief system, to step back, observe it, and say, I'm ready for something new. I am now telling that kid inside that there is something better than this. Tony, do you know what song, of course, comes to mind? It's from Sweet Charity. There's got to be something better than this. There's got to be. Yeah. All right, I'm going to say what I said about somebody else in this room. I am so gay.
That song didn't play on the Sirius FM on Broadway the past 2 days.
No. And you would know because you've been listening to that channel for the past 2 days. There is something better. There's always something better. Do you know why? Because the nature of the divine is infinite. And so there's always something better. There's always something to look forward to. There's always something to feel good about and to move toward. As long as we understand that in moving toward it, allowing ourselves to experience the greatness of this moment right here, right now, is the most important thing. That's what I believe. And that is taking care of that child. That is taking care of the kid inside. Allow that kid, allow that child to make some wonderful, spontaneous, loving decisions. Because that's what children do. Children are the most loving creatures on the planet. Creatures, what a terrible way of putting it. But, they really are. Just the love of a child is so incredible. Allow yourself to play. And that's really what I wanted to end with today. Allow yourself the opportunity to just play. Life is supposed to be fun. Many of us take it way too seriously. Life is meant to be fun and joyful. And if it's not fun and joyful for you right now, step back, surrender, because the nature of the divine is goodness and joy and harmony and peace and love. And that's who and what you are. So allow yourself to play. Don't allow yourself to live in fast forward. Slow down. You move too fast. There we go. We should do that soon.
It's on the list.
Yeah. So as we move into 2014, really the question is, who will you be? Who will you be? Because who you will be is who you are right now. But it's a decision in this moment to be that right here and right now. And allow that to unfold. And also for this community, what will we become as a community? There's a shift that is already underway in this community. And it's in the world of circumstance, in the world of form, it feels big to me. But what I know about the nature of the divine is there's no great and there is no small. So every collective idea that is in support of the perfect unfoldment of this community, whether we consider it big or we consider it small, is part of that greater expression and unfoldment of life. And that's what I really choose to experience moving into this next year. What will we become? Who are you now? And what are we now? Because in mind, that is what we become. So let's think grander thoughts. Let's think more expansively. Let's understand that our nature is the same as the divine nature, which is infinite. Because we are the child, each and every one of us is a child of the infinite. Namaste. I'm going to encourage you to take out whatever it is you have to offer the center today. To those of us who are in the Count Me In program, it may be a popsicle stick that you put into the basket as a representation of our pre-authorized giving. And I also want to say thank you to everyone who contributes to this center and the experience and growth of this center. As the baskets go around, we're going to celebrate this with a song, and it just occurs to me I do want to read the Divine Giving this statement. So take a look at the back of your songbook. And let's read this together as you hold what it is you offer today. I know that God is the source of all supply, and that money is God in action. I know that my good is here now. I claim an abundance of money to spare and share. I know that true prosperity includes perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect happiness. I bless all that I have now, and I bless the increase. I give thanks for this good. I know that my gift today goes forward to heal and bless. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center and know that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so we're going to sing I Love, which is on page 20. It's page 29 in your songbooks if you want to follow along. Get up, dance, have a good time.
I live, I breathe, I give, I receive. I laugh, I love. I'm a part of what's here, what has been, what's still to be seen. I live, I breathe, I love. Love, love.
Ann to do a blessing over our offering.
In this next precious moment, the one right now, I remember that there is only one presence, that there is one infinite abundance that is part of every one of us, that is part of this center, that is this center, this beautiful abundance that lives and practices and allows and lets and accepts the joy that life is to be lived. All of life that has been lived to this moment and all that is left to be lived, that is eternal and infinite. This is the beautiful life of God that we are all a part of. And in this moment, I give gratitude and thanksgiving for the energy and the love that is put into these baskets. And I know that it is received with great humbleness and thanksgiving, and used and put forward to expand and to grow our center. And I am grateful. I am so grateful for this center, for each and every person, and the volunteers and the board, and for Jonathan. I am grateful that this center exists and is ready to expand. And it is through each and every one of us that this happens, with grace and with love. It is as it is, perfect, whole, and complete. And I am grateful. And I release these words with gratitude to the law of mind, knowing that they are done, that it is done, and it is perfect. I release, I let it go, I let it be so. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Margaret Ann. I want to thank everyone for today. As soon as I find my list. There it is. Jim and Linda, thank you to Jim and Linda, our board members on duty today. During the announcements, we talked about the annual membership meeting there, and I just want to reiterate, there are board positions that are going to become available, and if you are interested in running for the board, there is, I mean, being on the board is a job, but I think it's very fulfilling. I actually served on the board of my previous center before I was a minister, and I love working with the board. So if you're interested in serving on the board, if that appeals to you, please do talk to Helen below. Helen, raise your hand. Yes, this is Helen, in case you don't know. Just in case, you never know. But yeah, do talk to Helen below, and we are happy to have you serve. Also, I want to thank Christina for setting up today. I want to thank Judy and Linda, our greeters. Thank you so much. Marg, who's in the bookstore. Yes, did you have something to say?
I thought it called for that note.
All right. Whatever it takes. I want to thank Carmen in the sound booth. And I want to thank Tony, who is ensuring that we get out to the internet via our webcast. I want to thank everyone who watches us online. And I am so grateful for you, whether you're watching live or you're watching in the archive. It is wonderful to know that you're a part of our community. And please know that you are felt as part of our community. So thank you very much for that. I want to thank our practitioner of the day, Margaret Ann Snyder, for your beautiful words of wisdom, your meditation, your treatment, and your affirmation. Thank you so much. And I want to thank Aaron Hughes, Pierre Gautreau, Tanis Burnett, Stephen Belair, Patrick Lee, Paul Matthews, and Brian Forwell, the Queen Street Band. And I want to thank each and every one of you for making your presence a part of today's experience for me. So let's take this moment now, going into the experience of deeper recognition. This is one of those songs where you would think as many times as I've sung it, I'd have these lyrics memorized. But I tend to switch them around. It's all good. But I encourage you to simply relax and reflect on what you've heard today. And it may be one thing, it may be many things. What is it that you take away today? What is it that touched you today? What is it in this experience that allows you to recognize your relationship not to God, but as God? What is it? Allow yourself to surrender back into that.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Right here, right now. I am ready. Right in this moment, I recognize that there is only one thing going on, and I am ready for a deeper experience of it. This one thing is a divine energy, the only creative power, the source, the supply of all things. It is love, and it is who and what each and every one of us is. Right in this moment, I recognize this and know that this is the truth of life. For each of us is living its life as our own. Each of us is having its experiences as our own. There is no separation. And I allow myself to resonate more deeply, more profoundly with this truth, right here, right now. Knowing that as my life unfolds, as the lives of each and every one of us unfold, it is in greatness, and it is in service to a greater understanding and a greater experience of goodness. And so I allow only the most constructive thoughts. I trust and know that the kid inside is always ready to play. And so I allow it to come out and play right here and right now as life unfolds perfectly, brilliantly, easily, effortlessly. I surrender into the arms of this divine power, knowing that I am fully immersed in it at all times. I simply relax, let go, and allow it to unfold with a grateful heart. I know that this is the truth, and I simply let it be so, as together we say, and so it is. Here I go, deeper, deeper. closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love. To the deepest kind of love. To the sweetest kind of life. To the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready. Get ready, my soul. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready, my soul. And so it is. We're going to end the day with Listen to the Music. It's on page 21 of your songbooks. As soon as the band is ready. I think I caught them by surprise. I usually have a little more of a gap there.
You said to take your time and
It
slow
is.
down and, you know.
We can wait. It's all good.
Don't you feel it growing day by day? People getting ready for the news. Some are happy, some are sad. Oh, we're gonna let the music play. What the people need is a way to make them smile. Ain't so hard to do if you know how. Gotta get a message, get it on through. Oh, now don't you ask me why. Oh, listen to the music. Oh, listen to the music. Oh, listen to the music all the time. Well, I know you know better everything I say. Meet me in the country for a day. We'll be happy and we'll dance. Oh, we're gonna dance our blues away. If I'm feeling good to you and you're feeling good to me, there ain't nothing we can't do or say. Feeling good, feeling fine. Oh, baby, let the music play. Oh, listen to the music. Oh, listen to the music. Oh, listen to the music all the time. Like a lazy flowing river, surrounding castles in the sky, and the crowd is growing bigger. Listen for the happy sounds, I gotta let them fly. Listen to the music. Oh, listen to the music. Oh, listen to the music all the time. Oh, listen to the music. Oh, listen to the music
Have a great week, everyone. See you next year.
That's right.